Hello again, folks, and you'll have to excuse my look, but again, this has been a really kind of tiring and rough week for me, and not happy to say, but my mother did finally pass away. She passed away Monday afternoon around 4:50, or sorry, around 2:50, and she passed away rather peacefully, and I am grateful for that. I know people don't like these videos that are public videos or whatnot, but some people have already know that have me on Facebook, or the one person in question that I've contacted. But yeah. So again, my mother is officially passed away Monday at around 2:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it has been basically due to the complications of being on dialysis and diabetes. Ultimately, what they had found in the first after the first 2 weeks being in the hospital, and then another further 2 weeks of testing, that basically all her lower abdominal was full of varying forms of cysts. And 3 Saturdays ago, the largest one that was on her left side actually ruptured. And unfortunately, that left a very large hole, which they further had to expand more to try to drain. After 5 different antibiotics, the wound that was left from the cyst just would not heal right or enough. And unfortunately, this past Saturday, she had to bleed out when I wasn't there, but I went back to look at her. And then the next day, that night when I was there with my aunt and her, she had another bleed out where, again, she actually had stopped breathing for about 30 seconds. So I thought for sure Sunday night she was gone, and Monday she wasn't eating anything. She was very weak and everything else, which from my readings on what happens when you lose blood, she had lost obviously about 20% of her blood. When you lose 20% of your blood in the human body, apparently your organs then start to shut down, and that's basically what happened to my mom at that point in time. She was in a lot of pain these last few months, especially this last month with the cysts going on. And, it was good that she made the decision to stop her dialysis. Last Tuesday was her last run that I did with her. And she obviously knew the time had came. And she knew that she was done. She had gone through enough in life. She had lived enough of life. And I'm pretty sure that she knew that she was also holding me back a lot from being able to live life. So I held her hand as she passed away, said goodbye. Beyond that, it's very sombering and everything else to go through all this, but my mom did her best to raise me on her own and make me a better person than what my biological father is. So I'm always going to love her for that reason in itself. And I was very glad that I was there with her when she passed on, and around her over these last 2 months as much as possible, and especially more so the last few days of her life. Just to kind of give you a story on the type of woman my mom was. And this says a lot about the type of woman she was when she was alive and when she was better. Even on the Sunday when I was there and she bled out, she came back to life, brought up some, and then was back to normal. And so she was laying there in bed, and she was like, "Oh, I wish I would die already." So she was bitching about dying already, and it was like, it made both me and my aunt laugh, and even the nurse laugh, because, you know, it's like, yeah, she knew the time was ending, but like, to complain about it. And then so I laughed, and I turned to my mom and I said to her, "It's okay, Mom. You just gave birth. Nothing to worry about. Nothing big." And she turns her head to me from the bed. She looks up at me like this, and she says to me, "Fuck off." To which me and my aunt started laughing, and the nurse laughed. So my mom had a very big heart, despite the bad genetics that caused her obesity and caused the other health issues going on. She was actually one of 4 children, and she's now the second of them to pass away. But between the 4 children that existed, she was the only one to have a strong heart. So not only did she have a strong heart in here, but she had one as her as a person. She was always a giving and caring person. Someone that if someone needed to laugh, someone needed to cry, someone needed something to eat, someone needed to help, she always took it upon herself to do that. And that's another reason why I will always love her, always remember her for being that way, and also how I myself have always strived to be. That said, in trying to not make this video long, I do want to thank every one of you out there that has offered me support and offered me condolences in what has been going on the last 2-3 weeks with me. Extra special thanks to some people I didn't actually expect. Well, some people I did, some people I didn't. But, I want to give those individual people a shout out. Henning Pauly, Lou, aka the Tone King, Ben Combs, of course, Sean Pierce Johnson, and there are quite a few others out there in the YouTube community that are not on my Facebook that have also said so in messages. Again, I want to thank you very much for your thoughts and prayers towards what my mom had been going through and what I'm going through. I am still in a rather I'm in a better place. I'm smiling. I'm not crying so much because I know, as my mom said, and as I'm saying now, that was another big reason why she made the decision to stop dialysis, because she knew for many years that I'd cared for her and gave up my life. The only regret in my mom's passing is that I wasn't able to give her grandkids. But now that she's given me freedom, maybe I'll be lucky enough to finally find someone to maybe give her some. Beyond that, again, I've been around here or there. I'll still be around here or there. I'm still going to be on YouTube. Eventually, I will get back into doing videos, but currently, right now, still going through the process. There's also still the legal stuff that we're going through. And eventually, my mom's remains are going to be buried with the rest of her family, like the rest of her mother and father and grandparents at some point in time, probably next month. So beyond that, again, thank you very much, everyone who's reached out to me, offered me condolences or best wishes and whatnot. Again, thank you very much. Again, I wish nothing but the best for all these people that did put out positive things towards me and towards trying to help my mom. And again, thanks, and I'll be around, whether you like me or not. Bye for now.